Thanks to our friend who supported the channel financially in the previous video. And before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the channel financially. Both men froze, their heads snapping toward the sound. Aged Man No Gay muttered, "Who could it be? Our regular meeting isn't until tomorrow." He rose from his chair, convinced it was nothing more than a curious villager or perhaps a lost passerby. But as he stepped into the entryway, his eyes widened, then nearly popped from their sockets, saying, "B. Black Scythe Nim." Standing at the threshold was a figure cloaked in dark attire, exuding an aura of dominance that made the air itself feel heavier. His face remained hidden. Ryu Min, the Black Scythe, the one whom Sashinkyo revered as their spiritual pillar. A faint smile tugged at the corner of his lips as he spoke. "You recognized me as the Black Scythe right away. This must be the first time we've met in reality, isn't it?" Aged Man No Gay stammered, his body trembling with a mix of fear and reverence, and said, "How could I not recognize you? You are God." He felt his knees weaken as he bowed deeply, words tumbling out of his mouth in a rush. "To think I'd meet Black Scythe Nim in reality. I'm truly honored. But what brings you to this humble place?" Ryu's voice cut through the air, calm yet sharp. "Do you think the sect you created for me is humble?" The sect leader's face flushed with embarrassment. He waved his hands nervously, saying, I didn't mean it that way. I just meant, as you can see, the place is rather shabby." Black Scythe's gaze swept across the room, taking in the worn furniture, the faint cracks in the walls. His words followed, cool and piercing. "It seems your finances aren't in great shape," Aged Man No Gay admitted, his shoulders sinking. "That's correct," Ryu inquired. "How many followers does Sashinkyo have?" He swallowed hard, saying, "Originally, excluding Cardinal Eom and myself, we had around 30, but now we're down to 10. Ryu said, "I see. Many must have died during the 12th round." Aged Man No Gay nodded gravely. "Indeed, out of 690 players in Korea, only 175 remain," Ryu asked. "Are all 10 of your followers players?" He replied, "Yes." He spoke quickly, his eyes flicking nervously to the man standing before him. Each question felt like an inspection, like Black Scythe was evaluating them the way a commander inspects his troops. "Is he here to judge us?" The thought clawed at Aged Man No Gay's chest. But before he could spiral deeper, Black Scythe's voice broke through, calm yet commanding. "I'm here because I have a request." Aged Man No Gay's eyes widened once more, his heart thundering in his chest, inquiring, A request?" Aged Man No Gay had always believed that Black Scythe was on a level far above him, but when the man spoke to him, it wasn't as a ruler giving an order. No, his words came like a request, gentle, almost considerate, and that alone made Aged Man No Gay's heart pound with unworthiness. He stammered, bowing his head so low it nearly brushed the floor. His voice shook, filled with awe. You don't need to ask me for anything. Just tell me what must be done." But Black Scythe's eyes remained calm, his lips curving in the faintest of smiles, saying, "I can't do that. You've already gone through the trouble of creating a sect in my name, humble as it may be." Aged Man No Gay's throat tightened, his words stumbling out. Yes, that's true." And then, without warning, Black Scythe dropped a request so heavy it left the man's mind spinning. He said firmly, "So, I'd like you to relocate." Aged Man No Gay blinked in confusion, his brows furrowed, inquiring, "Relocate? Do you mean abandon this place and move somewhere else?" His heart tightened. They were barely surviving as it was. Moving? Starting over? How could they manage such a thing? He began nervously, wringing his hands together, saying, "But, as I told you before, we're not in a position to—" Black Scythe interrupted, his tone steady, confident, absolute. "I'll find you a new building. Building one from scratch would take too much time, so we'll purchase a church that's already up for sale." "I'm thinking Soul." His sharp gaze locked on him. "What do you think?" For a moment, silence. Aged Man No Gay just stared at him, lips parted, unable to believe what he had just heard. His jaw worked, but no words came out. He swallowed hard, his voice barely a whisper. Did you just say you'll provide us with a building?" Black Scythe tilted his head slightly, saying, "I didn't say I'd give it to you. It will be purchased under my name." His tone was matter of fact, as if talking about groceries, not real estate. He added, "But Soul should be suitable, shouldn't it? Aged Man No Gay's voice cracked. Soul would be perfect, but it's far too expensive. Black Scythe mused aloud, tapping a finger against his arm as if calculating. Even so, it should be around 20 billion won, correct? Aged Man No Gay's mouth dropped wide open. His eyes nearly bulged out of his head. Black Scythe spoke of 20 billion won as though it were spare change rattling in his pocket. He asked calmly, his gaze unshakable. So, are you willing to relocate if I provide the building in Seoul? Aged Man No Gay said. Well, His words tangled up. His mind swirled with doubts, fears, and questions. Could this truly be real? Could such generosity actually exist? But before he could gather his thoughts, Black Scythe leaned closer, his tone lowering, more decisive, saying, there's no need to worry. I'll cover the operating costs as well. Then Ryu pulled out his phone and said, I'll send you 100 million won right now. Consider it a year's budget for your sect. The color drained from Aged Man No Gay's face. His lips trembled uncontrollably, saying, well, what? Oh, 100 million won? Ryu narrowed his eyes with a touch of annoyance, saying, stop being so surprised and give me your bank account details. Aged Man No Gay blinked at him in disbelief. The man was serious, deadly serious. As if in a daze, he fumbled out the words. Oh, yes, it's Nong Yup Bank, 291. The moment the numbers left his mouth, Ryu's fingers danced across his phone screen. A faint chime rang. Transaction complete. Black Scythe said simply, check it. Hands trembling, Aged Man No Gay pulled out his phone. His eyes widened until they seemed ready to pop. The balance on his account had changed. The money was there. It was real. He looked up slowly, his lips quivering. His voice cracked with emotion. It's really been deposited. Is it truly okay to give me such a large sum of money? Black Scythe waved a hand dismissively, saying, don't worry about it. That amount is nothing to me. Use it for the sect's operating expenses. To Ryu, after all, 100 million was little more than pocket change, barely a drop in the endless ocean of his wealth. Tears welled up in Aged Man No Gay's eyes. He dropped to his knees and said, thank you so much. Ryu's gaze sharpened, his tone shifting ever so slightly. There's no need for thanks. As I said before, this is not an act of generosity. I have a favor to ask. Aged Man No Gay's head shot up, eyes shining with devotion, saying, anything. Just tell me what you wish. Without realizing it, he was already groveling like a slave, the sheer weight of money breaking his pride. Ryu's expression remained unreadable and said, you possess a skill, Black Seed. Learned at level 40. It allows you to summon a demon by planting a seed into the ground. Aged Man No Gay's eyes widened and said, yes, that's right. Ryu added, now that you've reached level 60, the skill should be enhanced. The demon summoned should be much stronger. He said, that is correct. Ryu asked, I want you to plant that seed at a location I'll designate and summon the demon when I give you the signal. Can you do that? There wasn't even a moment of hesitation. Aged Man No Gay bowed deeply and said, yes, of course. It's a simple task. But a flicker of suspicion crossed his face and he inquired, but how did you know about that skill? I don't think I've ever shown it to you. Ryu didn't even blink and said, I saw another dark mage using it. Of course it was a lie. The truth lay hidden within Ryu's past visions. He had seen a future where Aged Man No Gay had planted such a seed inside Minjuri's body, using it as a threat. But this was just an illusion of the system. That Aged Man No Gay was not the one kneeling before him now. Then Aged Man No Gay asked nervously, and that's really all you want me to do? Ryu replied coolly, yes, that's all. In return, I'll provide you with a building in Seoul, cover your expenses, and even help you recruit more followers. Aged Man No Gay's jaw unhinged once again, saying, help us? Recruit followers too? Ryu gave a faint smile and said, 10 followers is far too few, don't you think? Aim for at least 100. He gasped. His lips twitched, inquiring, 100? Is that even possible? Black Scythe's voice was calm. Absolute. It is. Thanks to the power of money, or rather, the power of points. He inquired, P-points? What do you mean? Black Scythe's eyes gleamed, saying, do you know of the cafe? Player's Haven? Aged Man No Gay said quickly, of course. I'm a member there as well. Ryo said, good. Post a message there. Announce that you've established a new sect in Seoul. Aged Man No Gay admitted, his shoulders slumping, saying, I've already tried that. But hardly anyone joined, Ryu said sharply. Of course, no one will join just because you asked. That's not how people work. He inquired, then how? Ryu said, offer them points. Aged Man No Gay froze and inquired, but pardon? Points? As in reward points? Ryu said, promise 10,000 points to anyone who joins. The dark mage nearly toppled over. His face went pale, inquiring, What? 10,000 points? Points. Those were worth more than gold, more than treasure. In desperate times like these, they were life itself. Ryu continued, his voice carrying iron conviction. After the results of the 11th round, they know I possess 20 million points. If Black Scythe himself promises to hand them out, they'll come running. Aged man Noge trembled, his voice little more than a whisper. Yes, they would. If points are on the line, people would flock like crazy, Ryu said with satisfaction. Exactly. That solves your recruitment problem. 100 new followers. For Ryu, giving away 1,000,000 points was nothing. He thought silently. The more, the better. Devotees to surround me, to strengthen me, to help me claim the hero's rune. He clenched his hand behind his back, determination burning in his eyes. And aged man Noge, still trembling, still lost in disbelief, had no idea just how many would actually flock to the banner of Black Scythe.